people that the only reason we haven't put up a very good fight against terrorism is because we may not necessarily be fighting as much as we could be performing. And so it appears as though every prayer falls to the ground, every plea, every cry for help. I mean, we say we're working. It does quite appear that we're working to bring an end to banditry and terrorism. And we take one step forward, 2 steps back. It's 2025. And you would have thought we could have won this battle by now. I remember someone comparing the war against banditry. I think it was Pastor Matthew Ashimalo. And he was saying, he said something in the lines of, the Nigerian Civil War was about 3 years, and banditry has taken about 15 years. Why are we not winning?
Easy to give in to your feet. But when you're blinded by your pain, can't see the way through the rain. Oh, but still, resilient voice says hope is very near.
It's not just resilient voice. We've put up a resilient heart. We have put forward resilient men. And we have, honest to God, waited on a miracle. Well, I want to say welcome to you. We're 99.3, and this is Nigeria Info. It's 35 minutes past 12. My name's Joyce. The sun rises here. The sun rises on us another day where we are going to attempt to truly determine whether there is indeed a war against terrorism, as we claim, or whether half of the war is just a performance. And, I want to submit to you that you probably already have sentiment. But sentiment and the fact, 2 different things. Sometimes the facts can be one thing, your sentiment, whether as a result of lack of total information, access to information, proximity to event and information. You just know what you know, particularly when it's delivered as secondhand information. And then there is what may appear to be latent belief or disbelief in something or someone or group of persons that forces you to decide to not believe or to overshadow what you believe. Many things inform judgment and, of course, subsequent decisions. Here we are. We hope for Nigeria where things are stable. And I think the reason I'm coming into the show with such an entry is because over the weekend, I even came by kidnap stories that was not even reported in the mainstream media. Like people just having, personal encounters and made a video to tell their story, put it up on social media. And I thought, I never read about this. Oh, I never quite saw this. And I'm thinking, and this is me maybe for the uptenth time admitting that whatever is happening as far as insecurity goes is underreported. Today, I want to share with you a comment made by El Rufai. Our first hour, let's talk about the possibility as to why we have not won the war against insecurity. And plus, when I consider the fact that it's unreported and there are aspects of the underreporting that gets to show the extent, maybe it doesn't show, maybe it begins to suggest the extent to which this thing has gotten. You know how it is where you don't understand a problem. You know there's a problem, but you just don't know the depths of it. And then you get vague, probably near random pieces of information. And then you realize, wait, this is not what I thought it was. This is probably worse than I thought it was. El Rufai made a revelation a few days ago. He was on Channels Television. And what he says requires your input. So I'll play that audio and a little bit and a few more audios. I think I have like maybe about 2 more audios to play besides that video. And then I'll open up the telephone lines. And I want this conversation to reveal the way forward. Now, I know that one way forward would be the government taking up responsibility. That's for sure. Now, if the government continues the way the government has been going on, then what is the way forward? You understand the point? Because I think that we know, and I hope the government truly comprehends the extent to which this is solely their responsibility to manage, to curb, to eradicates, to degrade, to bring an end to. But there has been the body language of the government, and we must call it what it is. There's been the disposition, the approach of the government. There is a budget for banditry, repentant Boko Haram, where money is put into rehabilitating them, with all of the sacrifices of the men who have died in battle. There was a video over the weekend of the wife of the general who died last week, or a little over a week ago, on social media. And she shared a sentiment that really I had already shared on air, which is about the way the news about the general pretty much was just wrapped up. I guess there were other important things ongoing. So you would think that if a general died, there would be a way the news would conduct that information. Do you know that I went back, I think it was Wednesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon, to the military social media page to comb through what they had posted and what they wanted the public to know, looking for some report around that general. I think it was Wednesday I did that. And I found nothing. So it felt like another one down. Another one down. One of many down. And in the video the wife put out, she said, normally when a general dies, you put the flag at half mast. And she said something like, if you put that flag at half mast, then it would never go up again because of how many people are dying when it comes to soldiers fighting this cause. So the government knows this is solely their responsibility, fully and totally their responsibility. But if they continue the way they have been, approaching this thing, then what is, in your opinion, the way forward? In the meantime, here is El Rafai on Channels Television with information that I need you to help chew on this afternoon.
You can ask 3 service chiefs that served in Kaduna under my watch. One of them is still alive. Farouk Yahya was chief of army staff. He was GOC in Kaduna. I saw him yesterday at a wedding. You can call him, bring him to this program and ask him what we did. What I will not do, is to pay bandits, give them monthly allowance, or send food to them in the name of non-kinetic. It's nonsense. We are empowering bandits. It's not the government of Kaduna State. It's a national policy driven by the Office of National Security Advisor, and Kaduna is part of it. Many states are objecting to that, but that is the policy now. Chase the bandits. That's my position. Has always been the only repentant bandit is a dead one. Let's kill them all. Let's wipe them. Let's bomb them until they are reduced to nothing. And then the 5% that still want to be rehabilitated can be rehabilitated. You do not negotiate from a position of weakness. You don't empower your enemy. You don't give him money to go and buy more sophisticated weapons. That's why the insecurity problem has not gone away and will not go away as long as this policy continues. They can deceive, they can cover up, they can do propaganda, but those that live in Katsina, those that live in Zamfara, those that live in Kaduna, those that live in those states, they know what is happening.
Well, is that the reason why perhaps you think that there's a slowdown in the attack on schools and kidnaps that we've seen in Kaduna? The quiet we see in the Benegwari.
There is no slowdown. I was governor for 8 years. I was governor of Kaduna State for 8 years. Only 3 schools were attacked in 8 years. Okay? This government has been around for 2 years. 3 schools have been attacked. And they paid the bandits. They paid them ₦1 billion the first time the school was attacked and students abducted. They are paying bandits. They are apologizing to them. They are
finding this information about ₦1 billion being paid.
Look, let the governor or anyone come and deny. We have the evidence. When the time comes, we reveal everything. They are paying bandits. They are empowering bandits. This is what this government is doing.
And you think that will not work?
It will not work. It has never worked anywhere in the world.
99.3 Nigeria Info, you are on the sunny side. So it's supposed to work. A non-kinetic approach is supposed to work. I spoke to a retired Commodore, Olubumi about a few years ago. He was on Nigeria Info, and he did tell me that in their war against or their fight against banditry, that one of the many means by which they approach cases of insecurity would be kinetic and non-kinetic approach. But here we are, and you hear about the non-kinetic, and you're thinking, okay, if there's honesty, if there's transparency, maybe it should work. And then you hear this. It's in the news.
If we get you correctly, you are saying that you had intelligence of the attack on Magugu. What's the name of that local government in Kebbi State? Maga, prior to the attack on the secondary school where 25 girls were kidnapped. You had intelligence, and you provided this intelligence, but the military failed to act.
Absolutely.
So who should we be?
I said authority. I said a hierarchy.
The hierarchy. So who should we be?
Yes, an intelligence hierarchy.
Two questions
I have
now.
the intelligence.
Two questions
I provided the intelligence
Okay.
that the local government, the entire local government of Donkosogu, the entire areas of Maru, in Dansado side of Maru local government in the forest state, the entire local government of Nasco, Rijau, Mashegu, Yauri, because the guys were coordinating themselves within those areas, within the radius of less than 100 kilometers. I provided this information. I don't really have specific information that they were targeting school, but I have information that they were coordinating themselves and they were attacking villages, and I provided this information.
So two questions in one now. Who should we be holding responsible? Is it the National Security Advisor? Is it the Minister of Defense or Chief of Army Staff? That's on the one hand. Now, this failure to act, is it deliberate, or perhaps your intelligence was just not taken seriously?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it is deliberate. Because refusal to take my intelligence on serious is a deliberate action. Ordinarily, there are distress call numbers that has been sent around by DSS, by police, by military, and so on and so forth. Those numbers, anybody who called and provided intelligence, if not being utilized immediately, it's a deliberate negligence. It's a deliberate sabotage. Not even Dr. Huzageto that is known to them. Not even Dr. Huzageto that is known of providing proactive information on support information in the last 17 years. I have been providing this information directly and indirectly, and they know me and they know who I am. And they know what we have been doing in supporting the country patriotically. We are not doing it for the need of any token. We are not doing it for the need of any press or any request for any political position or whatever. We are doing it because we believe Nigeria is ours. And it is my responsibility as a trained security expert, as somebody who have network in all the political wards, almost in all parts of the space of the country's 774 local governments. It is my responsibility. As I am harnessing, as I am generating, as I am getting information, I quickly share it to the relevant authorities as at when due. And 247, I provide this information in the midnight, I provide it in the daylight, I provide it in the evening. It is on record. My records are there, the records are there. It can be checked. So I provided the information and I follow up 3 hours after. And like I said, a coordinate of where these bandits are coordinating themselves. I doesn't really have specific and precise information that they were going to attack schools. But wherever they are going to attack is part of Nigeria. Wherever going to take over and as a non-state actors is within Nigeria. So if I provide that information and anybody who refuses intentionally or unintentionally or for whatever reason, I want to tell you that I only receive acknowledge and thank you after 12 hours after the
All right, 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. I'm going to give you the telephone numbers right now, and I'm going to ask that you can, of course, begin to call in to share your opinion. But I want to also pause you in your tracks. I think you have something to say. I am sampling, by the way, the last 2 videos you have heard me play, gotten from Channels Television. And before you called into the show this afternoon, I'm sampling these opinions because I think, in the absence of a straightforward admittance of what the issue we're dealing with is, we could attempt to look somewhere else for what the problem can be. Here is a community that was attacked recently, and this is the community head speaking on the matter.
Sir, yesterday I spoke bitterly at Kubon, a village in Boy district, because of the killings. These people came and they killed 7 people. What actually pains us most is it has already been in record that the Mogavul man has never attempted attacking a person. We have never done that. We've been piping our youths. And indeed, the Mogavul man is a law-abiding person. Yet, these people, they are persisting. What actually is paining us most is when our youth, stand to defend, to react, the security personnel are fighting us. They are fighting us. Most of the casualties in the hospitals, they were injured by these soldiers. I don't actually know. Have they come to secure the life of people or to fight the people? Knowingly that the Fulani man is the man that is always attacking us. They knew, and they have done nothing about it. Besides that also, I want to say this to your hearing, Commissioner of Police. Hear this very, very well. The people used to come with sophisticated weapons. Sophisticated weapons. I have an exhibit of what happened. What is this? What color? Which color is this? Is this not army green? This is what they use. But when our boys will stand with their local, as a local, just local made gun to protect their land, your people will fight them and will also collect it. We are bitter about that one. We are bitter about that one. And so we want to say this categorically, that if these people will not, if they will not support us, if they will not support us, please clear them away. What happened at Yambas? What happened at Yambas? The soldiers were sending our youth away, and the Fulani people were burning our houses, and they didn't stop them. And they just stood, and they allowed them to burn our houses. Nothing was done about that. Sir, enough is enough. What this woman have just said, I want to emphasize on that. People saw it. After the killings, the soldiers brought 3 hillocks and they convey all the Fulani man back. How do we interpret that? That is our grievances. Thank you for coming, creating your time to come.
All right. So, when the government tells us that they're working on it, and we hear things like, oh, intelligence was given, or they had intelligence, but they didn't act on it. When we hear that the government is spending money to manage bandits, or the very issue of banditry, and we still have people dying. We don't even have a situation where people who suffer as a result of banditry get compensated. It is the bandits that get a kind of welfare, particularly if, quote unquote, they are willing to repent and lay down their arms. A few years ago, it was reported, for example, that in, I think it was Zamfara State, where bandits who were repentant and laid down their arms were being given cows. I think you would get 2 cows for each weapon you laid down in exchange. And I think that there is a manner in which the government is, I guess, non-kinetically approaching the issue to bring it to an actual end. But then there is the consequence of the actions of these bandits. One, highly underreported. I want to say that again. Highly underreported. 2, there is no compensation for those who have suffered as a result of banditry in this country. And then there is the guarantee of the president. And then there is the ongoing reportage of these issues, making it into our headlines or our timelines about one incident here and another incident there. And we're left to decide what to do. So in a bid to do something, I guess, moving on, the president has considered recruitment of more Nigerians, which I think should be a conversation at a later time, if we have time today. Otherwise, let's talk about the issue that you have just heard me sample in your hearing. First, I have to quickly go for a very short break. When we come back, 0201 2770 993, 0201 465 7190. My name's Joyce.
More conversation. More talk. More right after this.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, SEC 0209-462-1168, 0916-772-3240. Announcer, FSRCC.
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio Nigeria info via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now launch the app on your device. Click the 3 lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you see. Make sure you turn on the option that says always use highest quality available audio. Now that you have done that, close the app and relaunch it. Voila! I did it! Well, sorry, you did it. Now you can enjoy your radio anywhere, anytime. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The round of 32 is history. Now the stakes rise higher as the round of 16 kicks off on Monday. 2 powerful debates, one unforgettable evening. At 4 p.m., the Outliers College faces Ideal Crystal School on the topic Culture and Tradition are losing value among Nigerian youths. Who will defend heritage and who will argue for change? At 5 p.m., Div Help College faces Great Solid Rock College on the topic Society More Harshly Than Men, a debate that cuts deep into fairness and the realities of everyday life. Which team will deliver the knockout arguments? I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obong-Daniels and me on Monday as voices rise, ideas collide. The journey to the national tournament continues. 32 schools, now 16. 1 winner, 5 million naira, 1 grand title, the champion of champions. Sponsored by GZ Industries, supported by Obiwizi, Multiplan Pathway College, and Finna Microfinance Bank. I beg to differ. The Tournament of Champions.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
The Kaduna State government has said that El Rufai's former governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai's statement is actually false. And he has also said that the former governor must either provide proof to his claim or issue an apology. Let's talk. This message goes, Joyce, when I wrote a few weeks ago that the military have been infiltrated, it wasn't taken seriously. The heads of the military needs to be purged from within. When they started giving amnesty with the use of non-kinetic method, they opened the floodgates, I guess, to traitors from within. Thank you so much for writing me. I do appreciate. I'm not sure what this video is trying to convey, but I'm getting videos here on WhatsApp. Thank you. If you could verbalize, if you could write out your words, I'll appreciate that. Hello, darling Joyce. This document is called the Kissinger Report, compiled in the year 1974 by the U.S. government. Just look out for Nigeria in the report and the plans against our dear nation. Good afternoon. This is Kayode Lekki. I was going to bring the conversation around the Kissinger report to radio, and I'm glad that this is something someone has raised. I would like to know whether, my audience would like to discuss the Kissinger report. But if you remember, I also told you about the Lockstep. I told you about Lockstep Rockefeller, and that they also made a claim there about Nigeria. Should we discuss it sometime? You let me know. In the meantime, we're off on a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Nigeria Info, where the news sparks conversation.
When Donald Trump said what he said, why do you think we're here today?
What is the policy of this my government on how to put an end to the war? Rather than join the government, there's a misplaced priority in their governance.
Some people are trying to play politics to the issue as we normally do.
This is your space to listen, share, and be heard. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Here's the news update. The federal government says the first section of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will open to public office. Minister of Works David Umahi says the 47-kilometer stretch is now over 80% complete. A new audit report from the Auditor General's office has revealed more than 60 billion naira in financial irregularities linked to the NNPC. The report cites undocumented payments, unauthorized spending, and weak internal controls, urging the National Assembly to ensure recovery of the funds. West African Examinations Council, WAEC, says its plan to begin computer-based WASI in 2026 remains intact. WAEC's Nigerian head, Dr. Amos Dangot, says no official directive has suspended the rollout, which will begin with pilot schools equipped with ICT facilities. And the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has intercepted large consignment of methamphetamine and cocaine concealed inside machine cylinders and auto parts at Lagos Airport. 9 suspected drug kingpins were arrested as part of the nationwide crackdown. And in sports, English midfielder Eberechi Eze made history on Sunday as he scored a hat-trick in Arsenal's 4-1 victory over Tottenham in the North London derby. The win sends Arsenal 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League. And the foreign scene, European Union countries will discuss the Ukraine war during a meeting with African leaders in Angola. This comes as Ukraine and the US announce an updated peace framework following talks in Switzerland. And that's all for the news. I am Buluwatife Jagade 54. You can call us on 014657175. The sunny side with Joyce continues.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
Is the war against terrorism really a war against terrorism? Or is it partly a performance? Welcome to Nigeria Info. On WhatsApp, you can call in if you're outside the country. 08095975805. Welcome to Nigeria Info. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
This is Swami calling from Elegushi. Joyce, insecurity in Nigeria. Somebody like Erufai. Let me tell you, there is truth in every nonsense. There is sense in it. The way the government and the one inside, what is happening is very obvious, clear, written note handed that Nigerians' life is being used for politics. They are playing with life. They are using Nigerian life for politics because everything that is going on is clearly that there are people that are involved and they know themselves. They are in the government. They are of the government. You remember there was a time Jonathan told you, he said it when he was in government. He said that there is Boko Haram in his cabinet. So this is a government that is playing with the life, using the life of Nigerians doing politics. So which help do we need now? We only need help. We say we need help from God, but will God come down and help us? No. We need to help ourselves by doing what? By pushing forward, in calling the international body to come for help. As Donald Trump is trying to come for help, which our Nigerian, the ones who are behind the insecurity, are going to present that there is nothing happening. That in fact, it is a normal insecurity in the world. That is what they go and present. This, of which it is a pure lie. So the international world should know that the government is lying and the people are dying and they are using the life of Nigerians to play politics. Let them come for our aid because on our own ordinary, if you protest today, you will be arrested. Today, if you go to anywhere to say this thing we don't want you to, arrest will come in. There is no way that the ordinary citizen can speak out again. Every medium for the ordinary citizen to express his feeling has been blocked, has been hijacked. The court has been hijacked. The military has been hijacked. Everything is hijacked politically. So we are in a verge of destruction. If not, God cannot come and help us. Let international body come down and help us. Which way can we defend ourselves? If you say you are carrying cutlass today, you will catch you that why do you carry cutlass? You want to go and destroy. If you carry gun today, they say, how do you get the gun? But the bandits are holding this gun. And an ordinary person cannot confront this bandit with their gun. Should they legalize gun? Legalize the gun so that everybody will own his own gun so that nobody will attack each other. Because if a bandit know that you have gun in your house, he cannot come to attack you because he knows that you will bring out your own. Before you will say you want to shoot, you will shoot. So why government legalize it? Gun holding so that everybody will protect itself. Since they cannot protect us. Thank you, Joyce, and do have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you. You're on Nigeria Info. Sorry I lost you. Hopefully you're able to make it back. Hello, welcome to you. How are you?
Hi, Lady J. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon to you. Welcome, lady. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Welcome, Mrs. Oboli. Lady J, I don't think the government should be complaining about what they allow. You simply can't complain about what you allow. You don't want insurgency, yet you handle it with kids' gloves. I kind of align my thoughts with that of El Rufai when he said we should stop negotiating with bandits through a non-kinetic approach because indeed, the only thing that the government of the day, and even the past one, has done so far so good is empowering, emboldening, and spurring the bandits on, telling them that the reward for the evil massacre they are unleashing on Nigerian citizens should continually go unabated because they are being paid salaries. They are being rewarded. Let me joggle our memory a little. From the case of the Chibok girls, to the Dapchi girls, to the Niger students, and now the KB incident, one thing rings clear. The non-kinetic approach that has been used, how far has it stemmed the tide of insurgency? Nothing has been done so far. This has only made the terrorists a sort of demigod and a hydra-headed monster as they unleash their mayhem on a daily basis on the innocent citizens of this country. The Nigerian government is scared of them. And so because they have seen that play out regularly, they continually form factions. Nothing has been done to stem the tide. To defeat banditry in this country, that is if the rulers are indeed serious and intentional about it. I'd implore our security operatives to do something. They should go all out, guns blazing, defying any politician or politicster or the ruling class, defying any contrary order to end the lives of these terrorists. Except they do that. These bandits, do you know other intelligence? What does our own military personnel do? What do they do with the intelligence that has been gathered? They have sophisticated weapons. They are coordinated before they strike. They have one voice. Our own, we are divided. And a people divided against itself can certainly not stand. The sophisticated weaponry that these bandits have, Lady J, our own, I don't even know. We are bringing out Dane guns in front of sophisticated weaponry. And look at the Army General and what you just said. His case has just been gone. Who wants to go and die for this country? If you want to go and die for the country, you should be prepared that after the whole thing, you will be paid for it. Instead, we are busy paying bandits while they unleash weaponry and mayhem, burning our people, destroying villages in the wake of their mayhem. So what I would just advise is this. Except we decide in our minds, the government of the day is not even ready to do that. Except a holistic decision is made that these people, the government backing they have is removed from them. What sort of immunity should banditry have? In the face of this mayhem they unleash, it's appalling, Lady J. We have articulated snipers in the banditry camp. Yes, our government is backing them up. And here we are, crying every day. Remove these things from them and watch banditry die naturally. But no, the powers that be are benefiting from the largest and the insecurity, and as such, there won't be an end to it. There won't be an end to repentant bandits, except we are intentional about it. Period. Lady J, a time should come for us to say it's not here to huru for insurgents in this country. If you clamp down on them and clamp down on them with so much fire, they will get out of Nigeria for once, and that is the end of it. Good afternoon, Lady J.
Thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you. You're listening to Nigeria Info. Welcome. What's your name?
Just a good afternoon.
Welcome. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
I'm Najikona from Afromedia. My take this afternoon is that I want to ask those people that are getting information from bandits, all these killers, that they are coming. Why can't Nigerians approach them? And they know why? Where are they communicating to? Where are they seeing? How relationship they are? That is the way. Because if you do not follow that way, we can't get them. Because if a bandit tell you that they are coming, how do you communicate with them? How do you know them? Did you go there? How do they see you and inform you? Because I had the man that interviewed that he said that he got information that the bandits are coming. How managed? Did he connect with them?
He's an intelligence expert. He's an intelligence expert. If you're into security, you can be trained on these things.
Yes, because how the communication? How do they communicate? That is how we get them. And those army people that went to that school and they left, and after 30 minutes, those bandits came. Did Nigeria arrest them? Because there is problem there. Because immediately left at 30 minutes, and they said they should go there and protect that school, and they went there and be taking pictures with those students, then teaching them how to dodge and how to dive and how to shoot. Is that what they said they should go and do? So they should be arrested.
You also think the people providing information are probably culpable? They're guilty in some sense.
Those people that are getting information from the bandit, how manage? Where did they see and where did they have their meeting? Then the bandit will tell them that they are coming. How manage? So that is where we start from. And they getting, because if it is a group and somebody tell you that they are a group, see, you arrest the person.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. Welcome. Can you hear me? Welcome.
Good afternoon, Joyce. My name
afternoon
is
to
Robert.
you. Welcome, Rob.
From Apapa. Joyce, I think in reality, a leopard cannot change its skin. But in Nigeria, we have seen where political leopards have changed their skin and the society embraced them. Erufai is one of them. So I'm not going to be bamboozled or be convinced by whatever Erufai says, particularly on the insecurity that is bedeviling our dear nation today. He can preach those messages to somebody. Say you can take the message and leave the messenger. For me, I'm not going to take any message from Erufai, neither himself and his message. Let me move forward. Joyce,
it is absurd, absolutely abnormal for a country, a government to say you cut. The military. You deploy them to look for terrorists, and they are caught, and a government give them pardon, clemency, and you reassociate them back to the society to join either the military or maybe this. We're talking about a terrorist that kill people.
Let me ask you quickly, why has the government not won the war against banditry, given that they have everything it takes?
The reason why they cannot win the war against terrorism and banditry because the people they are pardoning, the terrorists, they are reinstating them back to the society instead of them to either they jail them for life or they don't know. But when you reintegrate a terrorist back to the society, particularly the military, there is the possibility for that person to still be, obedient to his former masters and be giving them information that will crumble your military. I don't know if the government is thinking about that. I don't know. See, Joyce, this insurgent we talk about terrorism, it's not a big deal. It's not something that cannot be conquered. What we normally say, Abacha said, if insecurity continue, the government now is that is not the issue. We know that the government, their body language, when I say the government, I'm not referring to this Tinubu administration, right? Even the past government, it's like they are playing with key glove on this issue of terrorism. The police, they are well trained. When you talk of counter-terrorism, insurgent, and banditry, they are well trained, okay? Even internationally, I'm talking of Nigeria police. Anything insurrection in your country, the police are saddled with that responsibility. We are not fighting a conventional war, okay? The soldiers, we know sometimes when this thing overpowers the police, they can do joint patrol, but the soldiers are trained for, external aggression. That is their job, okay? So when you give a job, I'm not saying the soldiers are not. It pains me when the soldier is key on this issue. But when you give a capital job to a lawyer to do, I don't know what the result.
So it means that Nigerian soldiers are ill-equipped for, or not trained for banditry.
They are trained, but what I am telling you is that they have been overwhelmed, right?
All right.
So let us try another method. The police,
what about non-kinetic, which is trying to ask for them, giving them forgiveness and having them back in society?
That non-kinetic issue will not work in the sense that...
So what is going to work? Real quick, please.
That thing that Gumi is telling us that we should negotiate with them so that we can... Look, Joyce, I will be brief. I will cut off now. Remember, the Niger Delta militants were burning pipelines and this until Jonathan Yaradua said, go and talk to them, and they laid down their weapons. But these guys, they are. If they tell you they laid down their weapons, tomorrow they will still pick up their weapons.
So what is going to work?
What is going to work is this. You have to, it will only work if the government will wholeheartedly say, okay, we want to be. So what I see is that it's like the government is playing politics, maybe for the next election.
The government is performing, basically.
Yes, that's something.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Joyce.
Welcome. Is the Nigerian government really fighting banditry, or are they performing? You're on the sunny side. Good afternoon to you. If you can hear me.
Hello? I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Welcome. Tell us your
name.
Good
afternoon, Joyce. Yes. Calling you from 4. Said I'm 4. It's a 4. Hello?
Go ahead. Speak up for us, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Just like the last caller you said, trying to say, there's no how. In my own view, as an expert person, there's no how Army can deal with this situation. This is the work of police. And I'm happy that the president has started to get a good message by directing the police to withdraw personnel from VIPs, just so that they can boost the population of the force to deal with this issue. Because police are trained psychologically, and otherwise to deal with when it comes to internal security. We are not fighting war with other countries, and you cannot bomb a place maybe where they're taking these kids to. Then direct the military go and bomb that place. That means you are going to destroy everything. Then this is a work of intelligence. It's intelligence work. It's not military. Military can be as a backup force, but the front attack, the major issue inside that is the police. Police can be sent to be among the bandits. Police can be sent to be among the Boko Haram. They can work together. They can be together in their midst. That is the work of police.
So why hasn't it worked so far? Do you think why it hasn't worked so far? Because people are dying, so we're up against time here.
Give them more wisdom to deal with it. Thank you.
Your info. Hello, welcome, sir. I lost you. Hopefully you're able to make it back. Is the government really fighting or is the government performing? It's for you to make out. Hello, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you for being here real quick. Tell us
your
name. Go ahead.
I'm speaking to you from Ekpe. Joyce, are we not seeing it? You've been asking that why is it that we are not winning the war? And I will tell you it's because they have sympathizers in government. Even at the highest level of government and in the military and even in the police. I disagree with the the former caller who said he's ex-service man. When they wanted to come and rescue the keyboard girls there, how did they get information that they were going to use some chemicals, in that environment, and they go and put on a mask in order to prevent anything those chemicals will cause them? The military general that was recently killed, by this ISWAP, it was alleged that when the military, he was alone, that if he sees them coming, he's going to raise his cap. It was alleged that information got leaked to the terrorists. How come? Who leaked that information? That is what we are not confronting. Who are the sympathizers? Who are the sponsors? Who are the people working with these people? Those are the questions we are not asking. The moment we begin to ask those questions and take those people into custody, then we begin to win the war. Because the kind of arms that is in circulation as we speak, if anybody is telling me that there will be peace in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, isn't it the story we've been hearing since 2022, 2023? And I disagree with some people who are saying that they are playing politics with this thing. I used to align with that thought, but now I'm non-alliance with that thought any longer. The reason is, in 2020, I think in 2022 or 2021, when the Abuja-Kaduna train, was hijacked and some people killed and probably some people got kidnapped. Who was in power then? It was Buhari. Where is Buhari from? From the north. When Pastor Cheron's daughter was killed in Ondo, who was in power? Was Buhari seeking a second term? Where is Buhari from? From the north. So this thing has gone beyond politics. It is orientation that is imputed in some people. I was listening to a radio station this morning where Shehu Gumi was interviewed, and he was asked, why was it that Saudi Arabia denied him entrance into their country? The answer he gave was that they are trying to reform, to the modern kind of the Western world way of living, And then he said something that reformation will not be sustainable. That Saudi Arabia has tried it before and it failed. That is very sure that this aspect, this trajectory they are going will also fail. The presenter never did a follow-up question. That what does it mean? What does it really mean? If I'm to say what it means, it was like they are not practicing the kind of radical Islamic, the kind of Islamic that Islamic really preaches. So, and the question is, do the Islamic in Nigeria, some of the clerics who are extremists, do they want to tell me that they are better than their Islam?
So
really
I'm asking you why we're not winning this. Like, someone is responsible for this inability to win terrorism, or the burden of it. So,
Joyce,
do you think the government is really warring, or do you think we're just performing?
The orientation of the people who are supposed to be fighting.
So it's a people problem, not a government problem.
Both in government, especially in government, the orientation of the people who the box stuff at their table is not different from that of the bandit. A good example is your former Minister of Communication, Issa Fantami. Thank you.
99.3 Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. We're live streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM on YouTube. I'd like to read a few messages. I have less than, 40 seconds. I think this fight against terrorism is just a representation of how lazy we've gotten in our zeal to solve problems generally. The law, as it is, doesn't bite. Thank you, Cruz. Chica from Lekki says, since Trump steered the hornet's nest of political riggers who call themselves leaders, a lot has been going on. What I don't know is where this lies and counter lies will lead us. But one thing is certain, this administration cajoled Jonathan about, what they cajoled Jonathan about is now hanging around this government for the worst. Okay, we'll go off on a break. When we return on the other side of the hour, you'll have your chance.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Say hello, Lagos. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello, Abuja. This is Kids FM, the family fun radio. Kids FM is packed with exciting drama, engaging games, inspiring stories, great music, and the kind of conversations that bring families even closer. From sunrise to sunset, we've got something special for everyone in the family. Kids FM is fun for children, cool for teens, and just perfect for parents. It's more than radio.
It's packed with educational content such as language shows, quizzes, storytelling, fun facts, and many more.
It's a family experience you can count on every single day. So, wherever you are, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, or anywhere around the world, you can tune in live on 101.7 Kids FM or stream online at kidsfm.ng. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at kids.fm.ng for all the fun updates, giveaways, and behind-the-scene moments. Kids FM, let's play!
Rushing out? Don't skip the goodness. Grab a Yeah Apple flavored milk drink. Creamy, fruity, and full of life.
Hot turn up your vibe with Yeah Pineapple flavored milk drink. Smooth, tropical, and busting with fun.
And when you need that citrus kick, Yeah Orange flavored milk drink has your back. Zesty flavor, creamy goodness. It's the taste that says, yeah!
Apple, pineapple, or orange. Whatever your mood, there is a Yeah waiting for you.
Yeah flavored milk drink. Taste the Yeah vibes. If you're interested in becoming an agent and joining our team, please call 091 156 88888.
The future of power in Africa is solar, and the Solar World Electric Technology Limited continues to champion the campaign for increased solar and inverter usage in Nigeria with our Black Friday mega sales. Get a whopping 10% discount on any solar or inverter system purchased from us during this Black Friday season and enjoy for yourself a world of uninterrupted power supply. Offer ends 6 p.m. Friday, the 28th of November 2025. Visit us at the Seco Mall, Jakande, 5th Roundabout, Lekki Ekpe Expressway, Lagos, or www.solarworldelectric.com or call 0906 331 5492 0906 331 5492. Solar World Electric Technology Limited. We are redefining the limits.
Connect all in one place.
Federal government says it is winning the war on terrorism.
Our president is there. This promise will never come to pass.
That he feels somewhat insecure just by the measure of his money.
Most of us don't even know the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. If everybody die, which voice is going to speak?
Yes, and Wike is one of the major actors in the demise of the PDP.
Getting George kicked in Nigerian court is not possible. News, conversation, information, and more. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Sunny side. Okay, so I need to run through a few messages. About 30 minutes ago, Atiku put out a message. He says, or the message reads, it's official, AA, I guess the abbreviation for Atiku Abubakar. From the indications that we are able to infer from the pictures he's posted, Atiku may have officially joined the ADC. So I guess this another aspect of this insecurity conversation that speaks to opposition and what opposition could be thinking, doing, or planning to do. Because remember, usually once you have some kind of social political issues, your political parties tend to use that during their campaign. I guess you have seen too much of politics to maybe at least attempt to separate one from the other. But before I go to the telephone lines, I'm going to have to go to WhatsApp. And this is a message here I'd like to read. Someone's asking me for the audios that I played. Well, sure, I would. You have to check social media. Otherwise, GTA from Dublin says, I don't know if you've listened to a recent interview between Adeola Fayehon and Reverend Laddie Peter Thompson, currently making the rounds on social media. How can we even think of a cure for the body when the head is complicit? We should really be discussing the contents of that interview, okay? Until we know what part of the divide the president is standing on, everything else is a waste of our time. I haven't seen the video, you must pardon me. I also am not familiar with the names. So if you can send me a link, that just certainly helps. I know what I'm looking for. All right, thank you very much. This message goes, one thing is certain, this particular government can and will never fight Boko Haram, herdsmen, or bandits because they know who they are. They help their party get to power. You see, just a few minutes ago, I mentioned that, the role politics and political parties tend to play with the issues in society. So that's also something to look out for. Now that Atiku would like to be a member of the ADC, as he has officially declared, the question now becomes, does your problem change, or is it the same script, just different casts? You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome, my name's Joyce. We're going back to the telephone lines. Remember, we're live streaming on YouTube. Nigeria Info FM. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, Joyce, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, welcome. Good to have you here.
Yeah, this is Remy Makoka. I want to address the issue the last caller, some things he said, saying the people are the problem, not the government. The government is really trying. Okay, let's go back to history lane. In 2014, before the Chibok girls' abduction, Shetima was told to shut down schools in Borno State. It's on record. He didn't. He was told few weeks before that event played out. There was an intel that schools will be attacked. Chibok precisely. It's on record, but he didn't. The question is, why did he not hit to that information given to him? He kept quiet. Fast forward to the event of this student they were abducted a few days ago. There was an intel that they was going to attack that school. Few hours after the military asked to leave that place, they were attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So, number one question, who asked them to leave that place? Who? Was it the civilian? Was it you and I? Or those in power? So if you are telling me they are not playing politics with our lives, then you are joking. You can see the arthritis on the wall. On several occasions, go and ask IDPs that when they were in their different residence over time, they had intels that they would be attacked, and they reported to the government, and nothing was done. So there are several reports to that up. Comes out to tell me it's not the government and all that. It's either you are being mischievous or you are being ignorant. You have the information all over now. Thereby, people will come and tell you that they cried out to the security agencies that they're coming to attack them a few hours or few days to that day, and they won't get any response. I don't know if it was Plateau State or which of the states that the governor said he kept calling the security operatives before the attack, and nobody picked the call. Was it on purpose? Who asked them not to pick the call? Who asked them not to protect that community? So these are questions which I believe the international community has answers for. They could tell that those in power are playing
What does
politics.
what does this say to the Nigerian? Do you suppose that the government is just performing when it comes to the issue?
Of course, obviously, Joyce. It is obvious now. It is obvious. Okay, you were told a certain school will be attacked. The next minute you ask the security operative, after they've trained those students, few hours before they were trained, that if they get attacked, they should do this, they should do that. Then few hours later, they will have to leave that place. And when they left, that school got attacked. So we could tell something played out.
All right. Thank you so much for calling me. I really do appreciate it. If it's really worth anything, I'd like to remind you that in 2022, it was reported that the 2023 budget, the government had planned about 1.35 trillion naira for the war against Boko Haram. So in 2022, we're told that 2023 budget will include 1.3 trillion naira to stage war against Boko Haram. It's impressive the kinds of figures we hear emerge out of, the lips of men who are in charge, whether they have authority or in places of position to do something about banditry. And then El Rufai is telling us that the last time a school was attacked, that somebody paid 1 billion. And it's now, we can see the contention, I must admit. The Kaduna State government is saying that is false. Kaduna State government on Sunday gave the ex-governor 1 week to substantiate his claim. And, of course, the claim is that the administration paid 1 billion to bandits. The government also dismissed El Rufai's allegations as false and politically motivated. He said that there must be proof to that, or El Rufai must tender an apology. We're talking on Nigeria Info, and you're on the sunny side. My name's Joyce. Good to have you. Welcome.
Afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Eyon from Igorodu.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. It's very glaring here. This very party, this APC, cannot solve this, insecurity, problem we're having here, because they are the architect. From us, snippets of information we are gathered here and there, it boils down to the fact that they are the people that created this thing. You understand? We were talking about the Boko Haram, who invited them in the first instance. You know when Buhari was there? El Rufai has said it several times now. So, and these people were used for their own benefit. They were used for the election. And that's why you see, they still intend to use them. And they don't have that political will, because 2027 is what is so paramount in the heart of Tinubu. You understand? He doesn't even care how many lives are wasted. He doesn't even care when the country is bleeding. He doesn't care. What he cares for is 2027.
Pardon me, if he cares, he doesn't care. What exactly are the indicators to suggest that this is the action of someone who cares? Are you looking for any particular action or reaction?
Do you know why it seems as if he cares here? It's because of the threat of Trump. It's because Trump threatened him. Has it not even baffled you that he was about to travel out of the country? You forgotten? He wants to go and attend G20. What is the value of G20, to Nigeria at this critical time? You understand? Of our own destiny. That tells you that this somebody, you just tell the vice president, go there. You understand? Tinubu is somebody who loves enjoyment. So the insecurity you are talking about, the thing irritates him, because it doesn't even seem to. What is there is he just want to answer the name president. Just want to be there as president. It doesn't even have what it takes. You don't even know what it takes to be a president of this country. You need a president who is hands-on. This man is absent-minded. You understand? I don't know how Nigeria won't go to show the red flag.
G20, I guess he was expecting you to crucify him, so he ended up not.
Because he was prevailed over. Something you are doing forcefully, not willingly. You understand? It's not something that is from his mind. People have to prevail over him. They say, are you not sensitive? So it wasn't something that came from his mind. Are you getting me? It's because of the threat of Trump. I'm telling you, if Trump has not threatened this country, all these things they are doing here, running here and there, they cannot even do it. You understand?
You're saying that all the plenty talk, pardon me, you're saying that all the plenty talk around insecurity and dealing with it is only just performance. We're really not dealing with anything.
You know that all these things I'm talking about started some few days ago. It has not been like this. It already started from commanding this one to go here, this one to go here. It started a few days ago. You understand? Just because Trump gave the threat. It was not like this if they were as serious as they claim to be now.
It might have been, the thing might have been, might have reduced to, barest minimum. But the reverse has been the case. Just because they don't have, but the fact is they don't have the political will. You understand? Tinubu believe that if he attack, he knows what is happening. He knows those who are, those who are behind this. But he believe that if he attacks them, then he's going to lose votes in 2027. You understand? From the north.
So all of this is a performance, basically. All of this is just.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's just because he wanted this second term by all means. He doesn't want to hear to bear the name president. He doesn't want to hear that it was a president who would not perform 8 years in office. You understand? So he knows what he's supposed to do, but he's not going to do it because of this 2027 of the thing that is coming up now. I do think he forces all governors from the different opposition parties to join APC. It's not for him to gather. They do not know that, you see, what he's doing there is going to backfire. He's shooting himself on the leg. Because if, look at the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, with all that pleading, giving political solution, he allowed the guy. But if he did not allow this guy to be set free by 2027, let him come and get votes from Igbo land. You understand? So those are the issues we're talking about here. A lot of things are supposed to look at squarely. They are just being proactive. They are not proactive. They're just reactionary. They just react. They don't take proactive steps. You understand? To make sure that what is facing this country, it takes a person who is serious. You understand? It doesn't take much. It takes somebody who is serious to handle these issues we are facing here.
I appreciate it.
These are not serious human beings.
Thank you. Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Good afternoon to you. Welcome. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Real quick. Afternoon to you. Thank you for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a merchant man. Joyce, your question, just like the last caller, there are some few people that when they speak on radio, I will feel like not calling again. The last caller and the guy that come Akokare. The reason we are not getting the result of what we actually have been fighting in the last 10 years is because of, I think, some people use this terrorism. Okay, you can imagine the amount of money you just mentioned that has been budgeted for fight against Boko Haram.
That is not defense budget. Defense budget, I was going to run that by your hearing, just so that you can have a sense of how much really goes into this thing.
My sister, it is so heartbreaking. It's so heart-wrenching. You can imagine the amount of money these people are pocketing. Because one of the factors they used to push Jonathan out of office was he wanted to borrow $1 billion for fight against terrorism. How much have these people borrowed for 2 years plus they have been in the office now? Fact that there are two major factors that the issue of terrorism will not easily be pushed out. Number one is if some bloc or some political bloc in the country use it as a form of bully to other regions. You can see, or you can remember what happened during the time of Jonathan. The intelligence sharing with the American military when they arrived, just like one of the callers mentioned. These people use this, number one, for bully. Number two, enrichment and self-aggrandizement. So these two major monsters can never nip the Boko Haram or the fight against terrorism or insurgency in the bud, because number one is if it is easily eradicated, those people who use it as a form of bully to other regions will lose. They will come back and face the reality of what Senate democracy needs in standing to run for election. Let him who goes to equity go with clean hands. But they know they cannot stand to win any election if not for the fact that they want to use this to bully any other person or any other region.
Let me ask you. I want to ask you because I want us to stay on topic. The government has been speaking. They say they are doing something about, eradicating the problem. But given what we may perceive to be the figures and given what their body language has been and given what people on ground are saying, do you suppose that the government is really doing they're really in a fight against terrorism, or is this performance?
Yes, they are not winning any fight. They are not even fighting anything. Just the little run here and there you see in the last few days was as a result of the threat from Trump. You know, the American government already has the statistics. Instead of our government to fight the people that has caused the problem of the administration, instead they sent emissaries to American government to go and start telling them that we are doing this. There is nothing like a genocide against the Christians, while these people have quadrupled the killings. So they are not doing anything. The little activities you've seen in the last few days has been as a result of the threat from Trump, because they realize that if eventually it happens that there will be boots on the soil, it will change entirely the narrative of our geopolitics. It will change everything. And that is the only reason, the only slightest reason you see trying to show off they are doing something which they are not doing anything. Okay, the Nollywood that transpired in the last few days now. Well, now we are beginning to hear that some people or some students that were kidnapped actually escaped from captivity, and government was so fast to come and tell us that they rescued them. Who is fooling who? It is all about bully. It is all about positioning one's region or oneself and personal aggrandizement. Nobody is fighting anything. Nobody is winning any war. It is all the normal propaganda they have used to make fool of all of us. Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you. Sunny Side, good afternoon to you. You're listening to Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you. Welcome. Go ahead.
Aruka from First Act. Joyce, the origin of these bandits, formerly they were cattle rustlers who cooperated with people coming from Niger to steal cattle sale. At a point, they have problem with Hausa farmers. Hausa farmers set up vigilante to kill Fulani jailers. The Fulani elders now met and raised a counter force. So they brought those criminal elements and set up these bandits. Somehow the bandits, all of a sudden, with the arms in their hands, now they realize the power they can use to make money. Now they keep recruiting people who are uneducated, jobless, because in an average family there, a man can have 15 children, 20, 30, whatever. So, first of all, the emirs are mainly Fulanis. Some of the top military people, Fulanis. When the government needs to involve them to speak in Fufude to these young men and tell them to stem if there's no other motive to it. Do you know the number of young people with guns? The people that were released in Para said all the roads, they were littered with young men with guns. Even before you approach the area, there are so many. If they are doing their wedding, you see them. So many young people with guns, uneducated. The only thing they know is how to press that gun. How are we going to recover the gun and change their mindset? Government has to sit down and also work with the governors. So year after year, budgets made.
Do you suppose that this is such a new case? Excuse me. Do you suppose that this is such a novel situation that it's only now that the governments can sit together and work towards this? Or do you not suppose that something else is happening? I played an audio. Well, I played about 3 audios. Did you listen to the audios?
I listened to the audio. You
don't suppose, so from the audio, did you make anything of it? Or do you just think, well, you're telling the government what to do that they have not done before?
They have not, you see, what do you call him? Buhari was when Benue people went to Buhari to complain that their people were killed, they said, go back and live with your neighbors. He said it with some kind of mentality. And the problem is that you are not accommodating the Fulanis. So, Yorùbá was saying this same message was saying when Buhari was there. But Buhari being a Fulani man, just like Yorùbá, but maybe different views, allowed them. There are so many. I don't know how government will contain them. Either we will throw bomb to control them. I don't know. And
you don't know.
It's scary.
I thought you were trying to tell us what to do. Okay, I was waiting for that. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. In a few minutes now, we'll have to segue. I'd like for you to speak on the Nnamdi Kanu conviction, because I think you would really like to give us your opinion on that. So we'll have a few more minutes on this conversation, and then we segue. The volume, please. Thank you. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mrs. Olawale from Aja.
Thank you for being here.
Are we still on the first topic?
Yes, we are. Please go ahead. Okay, turn off the volume of your radio set. The feedback there is a little disconcerting.
Hello?
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, sincerely, I've listened to the recordings you played, and in my opinion, I don't think the government is doing anything. They are just dancing around because they cannot tell us that they cannot stop what is going on. And whatever running around we see they are doing, they're just trying to take away the attention of the international community so that what is going on will still continue. I think it's systematic. It's gradually. We have been to T.Y. Danjuma talk to his people some years back about defending yourself. So these are all recorded. We think the government does not have intel? They have. And we think the U.S. does not have intel? They have. They even have more information than what we have. They have more information. So what's the way forward? Nigerians should seek for help. The government is not willing. I don't want to feminize it to say political will. I mean, that's just like rubbing it on the head. The government is not willing to protect the people. So Nigerians need help. How can you say you are radicalizing repentance? I mean, we have a way of generating absurd words. Radicalizing repentance bandits. These are terrorists. They are terrorizing Nigerians. So we bring them in, we appropriate money for them to reinforce and re-equip them. That is why you see them brandishing the type of weapons. And I think the cleansing is even going on, even within the armed forces. That's the way I feel. Let them give us the statistics of how many of our soldiers we've lost. How can I tell my children to go and join the armed forces at this time? Is it not suicidal? I'll not do that. The government is not being truthful to the people. The government has refused to protect the people.
So you think all of this is just performance, really?
It's drama, theatrical. They are just dancing around, just to take away the international community's attention. That's just it, sincerely. And they know it. And you cannot continue to do the same thing year in, year out and expect different results. This is what they told us for the 8 years of Buhari. The situation went worse. And then now we are here again. And my father is there too now. And he's dancing around. He's dancing around. He should wake up. If he wants to do something, he can do it. These are Nigerians that are being killed. It's happening there now. Who knows? It's coming down south. Gradually. I mean, it's systematic. Gradually, they are doing it. They are entering gradually, using beautiful words, talking, rhetorics. That's what they are doing. I fear for us. I fear for the innocent Nigerians that can't defend themselves.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. You're on the sunny side. Welcome to Nigeria Info. If you can hear me, Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. I can hear you. I'm with you. Please speak up. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon. I'm with you. Good afternoon. Welcome. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
I want to remain anonymous.
Okay. Just speak closer to your mouthpiece and get to the part of the matter. Thank you.
I want to talk about the person that called from Plateau State. I am a victim too. I was in Plateau State when one of the incidents happened. And these soldiers, that man is not lying. These soldiers are backing the bandits. when the matter happened in Mangu local government, I was there. Some of the Fulanis came and they entered our palace, and we were trying to see how we can protect ourselves from them. Before we know, there was no soldiers. Before we know, we saw halos of soldiers. And immediately, the soldiers started fighting us. I personally, I tried to fight some of the soldiers. But after that day, DSS came. And I went to the DSS to report to them that this is what the soldiers that they bring to protect us are doing. One of the DSS gave me a big slap. That why will I tell him that a soldier is fighting us? Why will I tell him that? You know? So it is just a direct scenario that is happening. This government is
Do me a favor,
not
please.
doing
I want to
anything.
quickly go off on a break. Just wait for me, please.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
The round of 32 is history. Now the stakes rise higher as the round of 16 kicks off on Monday. Two powerful debates, one unforgettable evening. At 4 p.m., the Outliers College faces Ideal Crystal School on the topic Culture and Tradition are losing value among Nigerian youths. Who will defend heritage and who will argue for change? At 5 p.m., Div Help College faces Great Solid Rock College on the topic Society judges women more harshly than men. A debate that cuts deep into fairness and the realities of everyday life. Which team will deliver the knockout arguments? I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obong-Daniels and me on Monday as voices rise, ideas collide, and the journey to the national tournament continues. 32 schools, now 16. One winner, 5 million naira. One grand title, the champion of champions. Sponsored by GZ Industries, supported by Obiwizi, Multiplan Pathway College, and Fina Microfinance Bank. I beg to differ. The tournament of champions.
The better quality long grain rice for my family, whether na white, jollof or fried rice. Mama Gold rice sabi sweet and e dey totori body with nutrients. E fine come selling for mouth. E dey separate well for inside pot.
My name is Joe, and I have pistantrophobia. Short, the fear of trusting people. For someone like me, it is really hard to choose an insurance partner. Then my girl told me, you better switch to Hares Insurance. I reluctantly gave it a try, and guess what? I have been on a roll. To buy an insurance plan, I just dial *1100# for fast insurance. If I want to file a claim, I just use the Simple Life mobile app, and I get paid within 24 hours. And that's not even the best part. I get discounts from hotels, spas, and other jollification places through their rewards program. So yes, I switched to Hares Insurance Group. And this my pista, the fear of trusting people, is getting better.
What are you waiting for? Visit www.hairsinsurancegroup.com. That is HEIRS, or dial *1100# to get fast insurance today.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
99.3 Nigeria Tony side. Okay, so caller before that top of the hour. We lost that last caller. He was telling us his first-hand account, and I hope he does call back, honestly. Nigeria Info, the sunny side.
Good morning, Joyce.
Also, so you have a minute, and I'm hoping you can work with that.
Oh, I wish I could. Well, the question you asked is the best question that should be asked the government. Why are they not winning the war? Many Nigerians don't even understand the battle we are fighting. It's not just a criminal distance. There's no government in Nigeria that can win this war. Every people or somebody who is fighting has intention. This is Islamic terrorists, Boko Haram, Islamic terrorists. They have an agenda. People are thinking is this and that. No. So Islamic terrorists have that agenda, and they have people in many of them from the north in the soldier, and in the military. You talk of the cabinet, people in the north, they are more than that. There is no government, not even this government.
Pardon
or the
me,
government that we
I have to be off on a break. I sincerely do apologize. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Nigeria Info, where the news sparks conversation.
When Donald Trump said what he said, why do you think we're here today?
What is the policy of this my government on how to put an end to the war? Rather than join the government, there's a misplaced priority in their governance.
Some people are trying to play politics to the issue as we normally do.
This is your space to listen, share, and be heard. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
President Tinubu orders the immediate withdrawal of police officers from VIP duties while 38 Kwara worshippers and 51 Niger school children rescued. ISWAP abducts 13 teenagers in Borno. The first section of the Lagos Coastal Highway will open between the 12th and 17th of December. WAEC reaffirms its plan to begin computer-based examinations in 2026. An audit report reveals over 60 billion naira in irregularities linked to the NNPC, while the Federal Inland Revenue Service denies Atiku's allegation of politicized taxation. And the LEA seizes large consignments of meth and cocaine at the Lagos airport. LASMA warns motorists against blocking roads during the festive season. Paystack fires co-founder Ezra Olubi over misconduct allegations, while the Abek-Tadefa debate competition enters the round of 6. Eberechi Eze scores a record-breaking hat-trick as Arsenal moves 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. And the US and Europe meet in Geneva to discuss a peace plan for Ukraine. That's all for now. It's back to the sunny side with Joyce right here at 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Good afternoon to you, Lagos.
What's that station again? No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So now here we talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
So today being Monday, I'll have just 30 more minutes before I hand over to Hillary, and I thought maybe that's a very short one. The situation with Dikanu. I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow we can speak about the withdrawal of officers from VIPs, and how that is supposed to make anything better or make the outcomes any different. This conversation is a moving one. We're moving with the updates as they come our way. We do also, at least personally, I want to know whether you think Atiku Abubakar's cross-carpeting to the ADC portends. I don't know. What do you think that's supposed to do for the political terrain and the outcome of the Nigerians who are seeking maybe other parties, considering that the PDP practically had what appeared to be a naked fight about a few days ago. So, of course, much more to look at. So we'll just postpone that conversation for this one. About 7 counts against Nnamdi Kanu. And I want to begin from, I think, count 3. I have the summary. He has about 90 days to appeal. So hopefully, for those who are probably not in support, and those who needed that piece of information, there you have it. About 90 days to appeal. And I have what I think about 3 counts. No, I have about 5 counts here. I think these are the ones that appear to be rather weighty. So I'm starting from maybe like count 3. He's said to have been, he professed to be a member of IPOB. He had a radio transmitter concealed in a container, and he declared it as a household item. That's the second count. The third, that he incited other members of IPOB, the proscribed group in Nigeria. No. That he did act of terrorism in that he incited other members, of course, followers of IPOB, a proscribed group in Nigeria, to look for security personnel, their family members, and to commit and to take them out, pretty much. That he did commit an act in furtherance of the act of terrorism by making a broadcast. And they said certainly within a 2-week period. I don't know why that was specified, but within a 2-week period time, that he did state that something would happen, it would shake the world, people will die, and the world will stand still. Another count against him, an act in furtherance of an act of terrorism by issuing a deadly threat that anyone who flouted the sit-at-home order should right his or her will. And as a result, banks, schools, markets, shopping malls, fuel stations were not open for business and vehicular movements. And all of that pretty much was grounded because of the things he said. So the allegations against him were about the things he said and the weight of those words and the consequences of the weight of those words. So let's quickly look into the matter. I'm very sure you already know this is yesterday's news, but of course you haven't had the opportunity to speak on it. 0201-277-0993. 0201-465-7190 and on WhatsApp 08095-975-805. This conversation needs another day for us to look at the scale of justice and look at how the government is interpreting the scale. What weighs and what outweighs, what crimes should be held to scale and what crimes should be overlooked or compensated. That would be, it deserves an entire day. But in the meantime, Nnamdi Kanu and the conviction, your reaction. Good afternoon to you. My name is Joyce. It's so good to have you in our conversation. Welcome. If you can hear me, that is. Good afternoon to you. You're listening to Nigeria Info. My name's Joyce. Welcome.
Oh, good afternoon, Joyce. My name is Joshua Perkins. I had wanted to say something about the first matter you raised.
I sincerely do apologize.
We know that the government is involved. So let's not beat around the bush. Those people will not do anything. My own suggestion is that Nigerians should know this, go to the source of their problem and take care of that one. Now, to the Nnamdi Kanu issue, we already know many people that have said even worse things than Nnamdi Kanu. But yet, they are still working in Nigeria. Their names are not hidden. Gumi, MC Oluomo. Even the president also deserves a life sentence. Because they are
wait. I don't appreciate your attempt to be inciting. And you know what I mean when I say that. Please.
No, I'm not inciting. The government have already been inciting us with all this killing. Do you think everybody in Nigeria is happy?
Oh, I understand that, but I would like for your commentary. I would like for your commentary to be measured.
Okay, let me leave it at that. I want to say that the people that deserve this sentence, they should start picking them up now. If they want to justify this Kanu, because we know that it is privacy of justice. And any Nigerian listening to me now, you know the source of your problem. Handle that one and the rest will be taken care of. Good morning.
99.3 Nigeria. How are you?
Hello, Joyce.
Good to have you. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Godman here. Okay, please, I wanted to just, because I couldn't get through the other time, shortly.
Pardon me.
You know when I know this government is very serious. I'll talk about Nnamdi Kanu. And when I know this government is very serious is when they start fishing out those 400 lists of government officials who are sponsoring this terrorism. That's when I'll take them serious. Other than that, all this acting is rubbish. Let me leave it there. On Nnamdi Kanu, I think he shot himself in the foot when he didn't allow his lawyers to, do the work. He wanted to go by himself. I felt either he was just so arrogant and proud, or maybe something has affected him upstairs because of all he has gone through all this time in the prison. So I didn't just understand that. It didn't make sense to me. I felt if you had allowed your lawyers to do their work, maybe it would have been not gone this way.
All right.
So Nnamdi Kanu also have incited said things. There's no doubt about it. If you go to the videos, you see those things. And I didn't like some of the things he had been saying. You might be going right about, maybe you want to fight for something that is right, but you have to do it rightly. You have to do it the right way. And I felt Nnamdi Kanu most times didn't go about it in the right way.
All right.
That's why we have this whole situation. But nevertheless, also the government, we have people who have killed, literally killed. We have this ISWAP leader who was given 20 years. You see that, and then Nnamdi Kanu who just maybe incited, and look at what you are giving a life sentence. I mean, that's not justice, really. That's not justice to me. Thank you.
But it was also said that the incitement led to the killings of people. So maybe that's a way to look at
it. Didn't. We have people who have killed, who are even rewarded. That's rubbish. Please.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Holding me, I do appreciate Nigeria Info. You on the sunny side. Hello, welcome. Speak up for us. You tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Good afternoon, George. This should be calling from Ikeja.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, for Nnamdi Kanu, you see, if this government were to do they should have gone for mental evaluation for Nnamdi Kanu. Going through these processes, going through rendition, traveling by road, the beatings, I'm sure, all those things, he has not been evaluated at all mentally. And they're doing this, they don't want to know about him. You see, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, why people are saying Nnamdi Kanu is not Lord of Lords or King of Kings. Why they're saying, if you want, you are married to two wives, whatever you do to one, you must do to the other. How come other people that have done worse things, that have said worse things, are moving around? Nobody is even disturbing them. Let me give you an example. The man that said that President is an infidel. This didn't happen just this year. That the woman should be killed. And the man, he was not even invited. Former late President he said that he was going to make government a good luck ungovernable. Over 1,000 people died, youth corps died. What happened to him? Gumidia, moving up and down. Asari Tokobo said military plane is hovering over here, he's going to shoot them down, a civilian. Where did he get this thing he was going to use to shoot the plane down? Nobody said anything. In the course, there's something I want to tell people. Why Nnamdi Kanu? He knows he will be jailed. If you like, let the whole lawyers of before, those lawyers, let them be there. 50 Sam. The script has been written already. The extraordinary rendition on Nnamdi Kanu is holding on. In the no-case submission, those lawyers, they said something on it. When you do a no-case submission, it means that the lawyers have submitted every of their points before they went for no-case submission. There is nothing those lawyers would have said. They agreed they will come and defend, whatever. That is what Nnamdi. The judges in appeal court said anybody that is extraordinary rendition cannot be tried by Nigerian law. When the man said, the judge said in the court, he said, yes, it's wrong to bring him in America. What happened in America? Are we in America? Because he didn't have to justify that. To worsen the whole issue, this man's case with the Fulanis. Now, after Jenny, he took him to Sokoto, headquarters of the Fulanis. That's why you took him. The people he has been criticizing, that is show you how everything has been designed, is orchestrated by my sister Joyce. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for being here. 99.3 Nigeria Info. The sunny side is so good to have you join our conversation this afternoon.
Hello.
Afternoon to you. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Eyo from Ikorodu. On the aspect of Nnamdi Kanu, to me, it's just a clear case of deep-rooted hatred and injustice against the Igbo tribe in Nigeria. That's what Because these are things that happen to people from other tribes. You understand? And nothing is being done to them. They are moving freely in the country. Nothing happens to them. Igbowo is there. Is Igbowo not fighting for Yoruba nation? It's not the same thing. So, is there any crime in saying I want self-determination? Is there any crime?
Yeah, but
members.
Pardon me. Abia State Senator was saying that the actions of Nnamdi Kanu also led to the deaths of over 30,000 people and the destruction of businesses in the southeast. So they are actually compiling the consequences of his actions against him.
Now, Joyce, there was no way I'm going to believe whatever Ojo Kalu said. You are talking about Ojo Kalu. We know he's antecedent now. This is a man that is so desperate to become something. Either he's a president, so he's always on Tinubu's mandate. You understand? Can he give us graphically, you understand, the number of people that defend Kanu that are amounted to 30,000? Can he please come and tell us? It's very easy for you to say a figure. This is what happened. Can he please come and tell us so period, so time, so this? This is how Nnamdi Kanu kill people. We've seen terrorists who have killed people. He gave a threat and killed people. And we've seen it now, and he's giving 20 years. You understand? 3 years have been deducted, which means he's going to spend what? He's going to spend 17. Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention for complete 10 years. Now you are coming to give him what? You say life.
Yeah.
You are giving him life. You understand? Okay, now, on what law are you now condemning this guy? You have to see, there's no judge in the world that will come and condemn somebody. I will not tell you this is based on this law of the Constitution. That's why I'm condemning you. The judge, Omotosho, refused to. That's why you see Nnamdi Kanu was shouting there. He said, on what law? Can you please tell me the law that I'm being condemned? Terrorism law in 2013, you understand, which they are now busy at this, has been repealed in 2022. So your judgment is based on what now? You understand? Right. This is a guy that lost his father, lost his mother, lost his property, and you went and renditioned him and bring him to the country here. You practically kidnapped him, which is against international law. Are you getting me? We just do things here, anyhow in the country here. You understand? Yeah. So if appeal court and Supreme Court look at it critically, and I think they should be able to make sure they overturn whatever Federal High Court have done, because this is injustice. This is clear injustice as far as I'm concerned.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate it. Nigeria Info, you on the sunny side. Hello, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here. Real quick, tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Beautiful afternoon to you, Lady J. How are you?
To you. Welcome. Thank you. I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, Memeka is there from Satellite Town. You see, quickly on the first topic.
So there's no time. Yeah. I'm leaving here in less than 15 minutes. Can we just stay on the Nnamdi Kanu one? Because I see a lot of people actually calling in. I sincerely do apologize.
On the Nnamdi Kanu issue, it's a clear case of Igbos being a weapon fashioned against themselves. Why am I saying this? I don't believe it is the federal government that is prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu. I also do not believe that the whole blame should be on his lordship, James Omotosho. No. I think 60 to 70% of the blame should be on the establishment in the southeast that failed to rise up when it mattered the most. Because if we juxtapose what Nnamdi Kanu is being charged of, what he's been accused of, as against what other people have done in this country and are still enjoying their freedom, from the terrorists, the bandits, Boko Haram, who are said to have been repentant and all that, to Asari Tokubo, to even prior to the 2023 elections, we had people make incendiary comments and even went as far as depriving a section of the country from casting their votes. They were even attacked, assaulted, and the rest of them. So you juxtapose all that, and then Sunday Igboho also, who is also an agitator, the Niger Delta militants that were granted amnesty and the rest of them. When you juxtapose what Nnamdi Kanu has been condemned of, you will see that it's a clear case of, well, the battle may have ended at the battlefield in 1970, but the war rages on. It's no longer a war of ammunition or guns. It's one of ideology. So that is what is going on. And the reason why I blame the southeastern political, traditional religious establishment is because, unlike the case of Sunday Igboho, where you see the establishment in the southwest rise up to the occasion and stand behind their son, those in the southeast will busy playing politics. Many of them were so scared of Nnamdi Kanu, or not are still scared of Nnamdi Kanu's popularity. So they rather have him in confinement, if possible, killed, than released. Okay. So I don't want to be blaming. Hello?
Yeah.
I don't want to be blaming the center, or neither I want to blame some other. Yeah, there are so many shenanigans when it comes to his case, starting from the extraordinary rendition, even that which happened in Kenya has condemned, down to some of the subsisting court rulings and judgments that freed him, that was never adhered to. You find judicial defiance, and you find other shenanigans that played out in the whole judicial process. That is not what I'm looking at. I'm looking, is he fighting the just cause? Yes. If he was fighting the just cause, did he go about it the right way? Well, I have my reservations. But then, that reservation juxtaposed with other people. So it appears we have two sets of laws, one for the North and one for the South. And we don't want, if we say we want to have peace in this country, justice must be blind. Maybe justice is said to be blind. So you can't use a sword for the people of the Southeast, then you use a stick or a broom or, let's say, a kid glove for those in the North. That's where I have issues. So the Southeastern establishment must understand that except they go for a political solution, not even the appeal court or Supreme Court, to free Nnamdi Kanu. That's my case.
I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Hello, Nigeria Info. You are on the sunny side. If you tell us your name, go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being here. Tell us your name real quick. Go ahead. Okay, so turn up the volume of your radio set. You should.
Are you hearing me?
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.